Rosa-King, immigration attorney, and today I have frequently asked question for you. And the question is, what happens if I apply for the green card through a spouse, and when the application is approved, I get the 2-year card? And what happens if during those 2 years I divorce my spouse, or we separate, or my spouse is being abusive to me? What can I do at the end of those 2 years? Do I still need to file that I-751 application to remove the condition on my card? The answer to that question is yes. If you were granted a 2-year green card, then it is required by law to file the I-751 to remove the condition on the card. Now, if you are in this situation, and I just want to emphasize this, that this is a must, and I want to emphasize it because I have had clients that they have been in this situation and they just assume that there's nothing they can do. For example, if they divorce their spouse within those 2 years, they assume that they cannot remove the condition on the card to be able to get the 10-year card, and that's wrong. If you are in this situation, you are required by law to file that I-751. What you are going to do is you're going to file the waiver of the joint filing requirement. You're going to tell immigration that you are going to file on your own. So that's the situation that people in that's what you have to do if you are in this situation. So if you're in this situation, and let's say, for example, you got divorced within those 2 years, or if your spouse being abusive to you, you're gonna file the I-751 application on your own. You're gonna tell immigration that you are filing on your own because you entered a good faith marriage, but the marriage ended up in divorce, or you are being abused by your spouse. When you do this, you still need to show to immigration, and this is very important and is key on the application. You need to show immigration that you enter in the marriage in good faith, which means you enter into the marriage with the idea or with the intent to spend the rest of your life with your spouse, that you didn't marry your spouse or your ex-spouse to obtain immigration benefits. So you have to prove this to immigration. So when I have clients in these situations, I will interview them, and we usually, when we file the application, the first thing we need to do is we need to explain to immigration what happened, why the marriage, what happened during the marriage, why you are no longer together. And we'll prepare a very detailed affidavit explaining the situation. If your spouse was being abusive, we'll explain this. If the marriage was entering good faith, but it just didn't work out, then we also need to explain that. It will be ideal to also submit joint documents. So if all joint documents that you have, we also need to submit it with the application. I have had a lot of cases which, depending on the circumstances, the applicants just don't have joint documents. So just because you don't have joint documents doesn't mean that your application is going to be denied. What we need to do is to explain what happened and the circumstances of the marriage that led to divorce, or if you're being abused or you were being abused, we need to explain this as well. So it's very important. Again, the message of this video is for you to remember that if you were granted a 2-year card, you need to file for the I-751 application to remove the condition on the card. It doesn't matter if you divorce your spouse or if you are no longer with your spouse, you are still required by law to file that I-751. Just because you are not with your spouse, that doesn't mean that you don't get to file. So if you need assistance with the I-751, please feel free to give me a call at 773-366-1214 and schedule a consultation with me. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you for watching.